Right. Welcome everybody to our Yoga for Everybody. Let's get started either seated or lying down on the floor. Get comfortable. Make sure you have any pillows, any blankets. It's a little bit chilly today, so if you want to grab some socks or a light jacket, you might need that. Let's bring awareness to the breath in the belly, placing both hands on the stomach. And as we inhale, let's become really mindful of the stomach muscles being soft yet active with the breath. So as we inhale, there's a softness in the muscles, and then the lungs inflate, opening up the belly space. And as we exhale, we simply allow the belly to drop and pull in. So the breath is naturally effortless on the exhale. There's no effort for us to impose on the exhale. The only effort we're going to engage is on our inhale, flaring out the nostrils or breathing in through the mouth. As we take in our breath, feel the lungs inflate and feel the belly expanding with the breath. So one of the biggest obstacles to a good inhale is tension in the stomach. Sometimes there's a lot of tension in the stomach muscles, or maybe we've even thought that we need to pull our stomach in to strengthen the core, or sometimes we tighten the tummy muscles because of vanity reasons. But if you would just let all of that go and try to soften the trunk of your body and soften the belly, even soften your buttocks muscles and your shoulders. And now as we inhale, that active breath, as we draw into the nose and through the mouth, that active breath drops down and inflates the stomach. So we're going to round out the belly, imagining the lower lungs inflating like a balloon expanding with air. And then the exhale, there is no work, no effort at all. We just simply allow the breath to reveal itself. Relax your jaw, relax the lower row of teeth and the lower lip. Let's shape the breath so that it stays in the lower belly, maybe in the upper midsection of the body, keeping the heart and the shoulders very still. So we're going to still or relax the muscles around the shoulders, your neck, and your head, keeping all of the energy active from the lower lungs and hips and belly up through the middle trunk of the body. Now let's try a quick technique to squeeze out any tension or stress that might be hiding in the body. So this technique involves a little bit of a holding of the breath. If you notice that you feel uncomfortable at any time, you could just not do this breathing technique at all. Just breathe naturally. So we're going to do 3 of these tense and release repetitions. So to do this breath, you're going to first draw in a really big breath. Take in as big of an inhale as you can. And now tense every muscle in your body. So make a fist with your hand, curl your toes in, pull the buttocks muscles in tight, drop your chin into the chest, pull the shoulders in, and you're just going to hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it really tight. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. And now let it all go. Let the breath go, let the body go, just let the whole body be at ease. Let's take a few easy breaths, just allowing any energy that might have been released to organize itself. We're going to do that just 2 more times. And again, if you're experiencing any discomfort with it, just breathe easy. When you're ready, exhale all the way. Take in that big inhale. Tense every muscle in your body. Pull everything in. Side ribs pulling in, buttocks muscles tight, toes tight. Squeeze your hands in. Scrunch up the muscles in your face. Pull in your ears even. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Let it all go. Let everything go. Body softening. Breath is soft. Letting any energy, any chatter between the body and the mind organize itself. Another easy couple breaths. Let's try it just one more time. One more time. Big inhale down to the belly, through the ribs, up to the heart. And now tense the whole body. Last time to tense. Squeeze everything in. Everything squeeze it in. We're doing this to quite literally flush things out. We're going to give it the body a good old squeeze into the organs. One more, 3, 2, 1, and now let it go. If you're lying on your back, take a moment and let your knees sway a little bit, maybe roll over onto one side. Let's all come up into seated to begin a little bit of movement with the body this morning. Once you make your way up into seated, let's turn the palms up and let's practice just a few synchronized arm movements with the breath. Inhale, one arm up, reach and look up, and then exhale, slowly lower that arm down, looking down. Switching sides, taking one arm up, reaching from the armpit, and then exhale down. And we're going to keep that rhythm with our own unique breaths for about a minute. Inhaling to reach, looking up, and then exhaling down. Absolutely no rush with this. Allow your own unique breath to guide your practice. As long as we're breathing, we're doing yoga. Breath is the foundation for our entire practice. The breath is what is the fuel for the physical movement. So always noticing the breath first. Let's do one more on each side, evening up your movement with the arms. Let's bring our hands together at the heart, pressing the thumbs towards the chest. Inhale, reaching the arms up and overhead. Big breath in, dropping the chin. From here, let's take this into a little twist over to the right, looking over the right shoulder, lengthening through the spine. Lift the left hand up and then the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, twisting over to the left. So I like to call this our sunrise and sunset movement to match the breath and the movement together. As you inhale, flooding the body with breath, big sunrise, both arms up. And then exhale, twist, sunset movement. Inhaling, sunrise. Pause at the top of the breath and reach. Exhale, sunset. Let's do this one more time to each side. Let's bring our hands up to center. Lace the palms together, invert the palms, push them up or even push them ahead a little bit. Maybe round the spine a little bit like cat pose. So we're stretching through the backs of the ribs and then stretching along the sides of the spine so the muscles move up towards the neck and head and shoulders, stretching over the kidneys. From here, relax the hands, sitting up nice and tall. Let's do just a little bit of seated cat and cow with hands on the knees. Coming forward as we inhale, lift the chin and open the throat. Pulling back as we exhale, drop the chin and round the spine. Just a few more like this. Inhale forward, shoulders rolling down and back, opening the throat, stretching through the sides of the neck. And then exhale, pulling the belly back, dropping the chin and contracting the belly. Inhaling forward, shoulders pressing down, opening the throat. Exhaling back, contracting the abdomen, dropping the chin. One more, forward and back. Inhaling to lift. And exhaling back. Let's come through center. From seated, take your time from wherever you are to slowly make your way over into all fours. Coming into all fours, we may want to use the fist instead of a flat hand. You could always come down onto your elbows as well for the next few movements. Practicing cat and cow from kneeling. This puts the organs in a different position for that detox and massage effect. As we inhale, let's drop the belly and lengthen through the spine. And then exhale, pull the belly up, rounding the spine and dropping the head between the arms. Shake the head yes, and turn it left and right. When you're ready, inhaling, pulling forward through the heart, flipping the tailbone back. We're getting a little squeeze right here at the midline, squeezing the kidneys, the backs of the kidneys and the adrenal glands. When you're ready, exhale, rounding the spine. Muscles are stretching, traction on the sides of the spine. One more, inhale, cow pose, big breath in. Exhale, cat pose. Let's find neutral spine from a flat back. Slowly extend just the left leg back. And we want to keep a flat foot with this. So notice if you have a pointed toe or a flat foot. And maybe flatten that foot and rotate the big toe in. From here, we're going to take the right arm straight out in front of us, opposite arm and opposite leg. Let's look down at the floor. Maybe even tilt your head just a little bit over to the right, feeling your ear touch the arm. This is a sign that our neck is in neutral alignment, reducing the risk of compression in the neck bones. Inhale, push back and reach forward. Exhale, slowly relax the hand. Let's lower down that left knee. Inhaling, taking the right leg straight back, checking in, pointed toe to flat foot, keeping the foot flat, turning the big toe in, looking down at the floor, extending the left arm forward, holding pointer or holding the spinal balance. Pressing through the foot, reaching through the fingertips, big inhale. When you're ready, slowly lower the limbs. Let's come down onto our forearms. We might want to lace the fingers together and press the hips back into puppy dog pose. So in puppy dog pose, the hips do not touch the heels, but rather we're allowing the chest to drop. The belly is stretching and opening, and it might feel a little bit like cow. When you're ready, slowly come up to all fours. Let's take our time making our way up into standing, stepping 1 foot forward at a time. We may want to hold the hands onto the thighs. Let the hips sway just a little bit left and right. And when you're ready, go ahead and find a still point. Let's walk our hands all the way up and find ourselves at standing. Standing with the feet at about hips width distance. On an inhale, let's sweep the arms overhead. Option to turn the palms back, maybe even look up and press back. Exhale, sweep the arms down and around. Just a few more flying arms. Easy does it to gently stretch the muscles across your chest and heart. Let's continue to fly the arms. On the next inhale, we'll keep the arms up and overhead. Big breath in. From here, reach up a little more with your left hand. Let's lower the right hand down beside us, palm facing in as if we're trying to reach for our pinky toe on that right arm. Reach for the pinky toe and then reach straight up towards the sky, like holding on to 100 helium balloons. There's a sensation that is lifting us straight up. Notice any urge to lean over, and instead of moving into that lean, reach straight up. One more inhale. Exhale, let's lower the left arm. Inhaling, both arms up and overhead, extended mountain. Uttanasana Tadasana. Let's reach a little more with the right hand, lowering the left arm down, reaching with that left arm towards the outside of our left foot, and maybe looking up as if we're holding on to 100 helium balloons, big reach. If there's any pain or discomfort in the neck, we could always turn and shift our gaze over the left shoulder. One more big breath in, push into the outside of your right foot and reach with the right arm. Exhale, slowly come to center. Let's lower the right arm down. Inhale, both arms overhead, finding just a little bit of symmetry with that stretch. Noticing any subtle differences between the left or right side of the body. We could always act like we're climbing a rope, maybe to pull any little bit of tension out of the side spine. One more inhale. Exhale, sweep the arms back and maybe lace the fingers together or rest them by your low back. Let's step our left foot back, a casual stride for our warrior one. From here, keeping a heavy bend in that right knee. Inhale, move the chest up, lift through the ribs, open the throat, big breath in. On the next exhale, let's come forward, maybe about a quarter, a third of the way, looking down at our yoga mat. Release the hands onto your thigh or shin. Maybe even push the hips back and lower the hands a little closer to the floor. Wherever you are with this, start shaking the head yes and turn it left and right. We may want to straighten out that right leg, so this is more like pyramid pose, or keep the hands up on the right thigh with a bent knee. This can help to prevent dizziness and tension in your back. Let's practice a couple long exhales here. Big sighs of relief. Let's take a moment and just become aware of where we are with the feet, feeling nice and stable. Let's gently bend the right knee, walking our hands up onto the right thigh, flattening the back. From here, take the right hand to your low back and add in a gentle twist towards the right. The left hand stays on the right leg. Looking over the right shoulder, so there's a little bit of squeeze of the lymph nodes in the throat. One more easy breath. And now exhale, bring it to center. From here, inhale, arms overhead. Straightening out that right leg. Inhale, open up the body. Maybe even reach back with your hands, standing back bend. Coming through center with the hands. Let's step to the top of our mat and find mountain pose again. Inhaling the arms up and overhead, big breath in. Exhale, sweeping the arms back, sitting back into chair. Palms might be up or thumbs up. You can even lift the hands up a little higher than shoulder height if it's comfortable. Let's add in just a tiny lift of the heels, just enough space to swipe a credit card underneath the feet. Balancing chair. Imagine a yoga block between the knees so there's a sensation of squeezing in. Puff out the chest. Inhale, open across the ribs. When you're ready, exhale, swan diving down. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Hang the head nice and loose. Pause, come up halfway. Hands on the shins or the thighs. Let's flip the hips back and flatten the spine. When you're ready, reverse swan dive, extended mountain. Stepping our right foot back, a short stride, little bend in that left knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale, sweep the arms back, either lacing the fingers or letting the hands rest at the low back. Inhaling, bowing out the chest, breathe into the heart space, open the throat. When you're ready, exhale, coming forward about a quarter of the way, maybe a third of the way. Let's look down at the floor. Option to straighten the left leg a little more at any time, always being sure that we keep at least a little bend in that knee. That way there's healthy blood flow. From wherever you are, option to bring the hands down, relax the head and the neck. Pyramid expression, either pyramid with a bent knee or with more of a straight leg. Let's hang the head nice and loose. Breathe from the throat. Exaggerate the exhale. One more. When you're ready, come up halfway, flat back. Let's walk the hands onto our left thigh. Right hand on the left thigh, left hand to the low back or hip. Inhale, twist to the left. Find the breath in your upper left lung with that twist. One more inhale. Exhale, bring it to center. Inhale, both arms up and overhead. Big breath in. Option to straighten that left leg if it feels right. Add in a back bend, reaching back, opening up through the ribs and the gut. Exhaling, let's relax. Take the arms down, bring the hands through center. Stepping to the top of our mat, feet at hips width distance. Arms reaching overhead, big breath in, extended mountain. And then exhale into chair, positioning the hands in such a way where we feel that the shoulders are able to rest back, maintaining length in the spine, option to lift the heels. Maybe sitting the hips back a little more. Once we lift the heels, this can pull tension out of the knees, and sometimes it can unlock the low back too. So just notice if that gives you more mobility in your body to add a little lift or a little shift forward. When you're ready, drop the heels, inhaling the arms overhead. Let's exhale the hands to the heart. Step the toes to touching, but keep a little bit of space between the heels. Let's move this into a chair twist. Little dip through the hips, turning to the right and sitting back. So maybe take your left hand and open up the palm on the outside of the right thigh. And then maybe take that right hand, take the knuckles to your low back. And as you're reaching back with the right hand, slide that left arm forward and down just a little more. It's okay to drop the belly. Keep a lift in the chest. So notice if you're dropping your chest, Keep that element of cow pose even while you're in the twist. Flipping the hips back, lengthening through the spine. One more inhale. Exhale, bring it to center, forward fold. Relax the head and the neck. Let's gently soften the knees and walk the hands to the thighs, flat back. Reverse swan dive lift. Big breath in. Exhale, hands coming to the heart. Let's notice the feet. If they may have shifted, let's reposition. Toes are touching, little bit of space between the heels. Inhaling in place. Exhale, sitting the hips back, adding in a gentle twist towards the left. Releasing the right hand, palm is out. Left hand, knuckles to the low back. Imagine you're pulling your right hip back slightly while you twist to the left. It's natural for our bodies to maybe lose some of the dynamic twist here. Sometimes the right hip starts to move forward when we twist. So mindfully, we're pulling that right hip back. Swivel the hips just a little bit and reach out with the right arm. Option to look over the left shoulder. Drop the belly, lift the heart. Drop the hips, lift through the head and the neck. One more big inhale. Exhale, release everything, relax into a forward fold. Step the feet out a little wider, maybe even as wide as the mat, into a standing straddle expression. When you're ready, slowly begin to bring the hands up to the shins. Let's walk the hands up and come to standing. Walk the feet in as well. Let's bring the hands onto the hips as we're moving into a little bit of standing balance today. Stepping onto one foot, let your body choose for you which leg wants to stand first. Let's cross our other leg over, and we might cross it over keeping the toe on the ground, or you might even cross really high at the thigh and wrap that foot over the leg. So we're moving into what we call eagle pose, and eagle legs are traditionally wrapped really high with the toe behind the calf. So my word of caution here is that sometimes wrapping too tightly in this pose can cause an achiness in your knees. If you are really wanting to take care of your knees today, I recommend crossing over and maybe just set the toe just a little bit in front. So from a side view, it would look a little bit like this, whereas traditionally it is wrapped really tight and around the body. So let's find our foundation, staying kind to the knee joints, kind to the hips as well. And now take the arms in front. Whatever leg you're standing on, whatever is your supporting leg, put that arm underneath your other arm. And from here, you can give the body an embrace, a nice active hug, or wrap up your arms with the palms facing in any direction for eagle arms. No matter where we are with the arms and hands, we can all actively press the shoulders down and lift through the elbows here. Find the breath in the back of the body, especially under the shoulder blades and between your heart. Eagle pose, Garud Asana. That's the name of this pose in Sanskrit. Garud Asana. Garuda means eagle. When you're ready, slowly release the arms. Let's shake it off just in case those shoulders feel a little locked up. And now slowly uncross the legs. And again, shake that off just in case the hips or the ankles feel locked up. When you're ready, let's do the other side. Standing on the other leg and crossing over. Again, we could always cross high on the thighs, or we can keep our toe down on the ground. Let's take the arms in front of the body. Whatever is our standing leg, bring that arm underneath, and let's take the arms and just gently wind them up. You can give yourself a hug. Shoulders pressing down, fingertips reaching up. Let's find the breath in the back of the body, especially behind the heart. Imagine the backs of your ribs like fish gills, and as you inhale, they can flare out with the breath. When you're ready, slowly release the arms. Shake off the hands and the shoulders, release the legs. Shake off the legs also. When it feels right for you, take your time to slowly come down onto the floor. Let's meet on our bellies today. Let's meet down on our stomachs today. So to come down, we might want to hinge from the hips. Take one foot back at a time. Lower down to the elbows, and then slowly lie all the way down on the floor. From wherever you are, let's bring the elbows underneath the shoulder joint. Separate the hands out so they're just at the height, at the width of your shoulders and elbows, and work on turning the palms down. If there's any pain with this rotation at all, keep the thumbs up, working towards turning the palms down and flat to the floor. Let's imagine a yoga block between the thighs and between the knees. Pointing the toes behind us, you're welcome to work on hovering the ankles and the feet. You could even push the tops of your thighs and knees into the ground and lift your feet up really high if you're noticing any pain in your back. From here, let's look forward, little bit of openness in the throat. Press the elbows down into the floor. Take the shoulders away from the ears, holding Sphinx pose. We could always hold it here, or maybe take those elbows out to the side. Option to lift the hands by the ears, moving into Makara Asana, the sea animal pose. From wherever you are, relax down for a moment and turn the head over to one side. Gentle neck stretch. Let's slowly lift the head, looking forward. Option to push down into your arms, gentle back bend. And maybe we change up the back bend a little bit this time. Maybe we take the hands in front of us, push into the hands, and lift the feet here. So this is going to be the foundation pose for what we call Superman or Superwoman, superhero pose. If you'd like to experiment with this, push into your right hand, hover the left, and maybe alternate a few times with this just to check in with the core muscles, the stabilizing muscles in the spine. At some point, you're welcome to lift both hands away from the floor. Either little bend in the elbows or straighten out the arms. Usually, straightening the arms is going to require more muscle work. Holding for maybe 2 more easy breaths. When you're ready, lower the hands, turn your head the other direction, relax the legs and the feet. Let's just stay for maybe 5 easy breaths. Rolling the breath along the sides of your spine, filling the backs of the lungs. Let's bring our head to neutral. Roll over onto one side where you feel that you're able to see me or continue to just listen to the instruction from one side. From here, you're welcome to use a pillow or maybe even use your hand to prop up your head while lying on the side. So having the knees bent in, let's lift the top leg, take your top arm and reach back for the outside of your ankle. You can point or flex the foot here. This is our side lying bow pose. We're pulling the leg back, keeping that bottom leg bent so that it prevents us from rolling over or toppling back. Push your hips and chest forward and pull the leg back behind you. So we're opening up the groin region and the lymph nodes around the pelvis area. You can look down a little bit or in the same direction as your heart, keeping the head pretty neutral with the rest of the spine. When you're ready, slowly relax that leg down. And let's take our time to switch sides. So you can just roll to your back and then maybe roll over onto the other side. And of course, you're always welcome to even sit up and roll over onto the other side. Let's start with our knees bent in really deep, creating that foundation with the bottom leg to keep us from toppling over. When it feels right for you, check in with your head and your neck, either adding in a pillow to this or propping up the head. Lifting our top leg, you can point or flex your foot. Let's take our top arm and reach to the outside of the ankle. If you're noticing that reaching is creating pain, put that hand around the outside of your thigh instead. From wherever you are with this, push the hips and the belly forward, push forward with the chest, and then feel a little bit of a pull back through that thigh. Setting our gaze in the same direction as the heart, maybe looking just a little bit down at the floor. Let's find our breath. One more easy breath here. When you're ready, release that leg. Let's roll over onto our backs. Easy does it. Let the knees sway left and right, windshield wiper legs. Maybe walk your feet out wide. For a bigger stretch in the back, walk the feet closer together. So having the feet close together gives an angle with the leg bones in, and that's going to give you more of a stretch on the hip and the low back. When your feet are out wide, this gives you a different stretch through the trunk and the inner thigh of the body. There's plenty of time to experiment with the positioning of the feet so that you can notice what your body really likes today. Let the knees fall over to one side into a gentle twist. Take the hands out like a T with the palms facing up and turn your head in the opposite direction. Let's hold this gentle twist for maybe 3 more easy breaths. When you're ready, bring the head to neutral first. Then let's sway the knees through center, letting the knees twist over to the other side, reposition the body as necessary. Turning our gaze in the opposite direction, we have this lovely twist that goes from the tailbone all the way up through the crown of the head. When you're ready, draw the knees through center, head to neutral. Let's draw both knees to the chest. Hold on for knees to chest pose. Maybe even open the knees wide and draw the knees towards your armpits. We might lift the tailbone just a little bit. We can hold it here for happy baby pose, or maybe reach for your feet. Hold on to the toes. Taking the soles of the feet up towards the sky. Rocking is completely optional here. When you're ready, slowly release the feet. Let's keep the toes and feet touching while we lower our hands down. Opening up the knees into reclining butterfly pose. The palms might turn up and out to the side. If this is creating pain in your low back at all, stretch one leg out so that you have half of a butterfly. And it really is more reminiscent of tree pose, lying down on your back. If you have one leg out, at any time, switch out the legs. Hold butterfly for as long as it feels right for your body. Whether you're in butterfly or tree, let's slowly stretch out both legs on the floor and give the knees and the feet a little bit of a shake. You might even want to move the arms around a little bit. A movement kind of like a snow angel or even a 5-pointed star expression. Notice any part of your body that might want to fidget or get readjusted at this time. Let's get the wiggles out. As we're preparing ourselves for final relaxation and meditation, notice if your feet are cold, maybe grab a little jacket. Grab a pillow for the head. Let's get comfortable. The more comfortable we are, chances are the more we'll be able to embrace stillness. Become aware of the breath in the body. And let's try a few big inhales. This is where it all began today. Big inhales, big breath in. Let it go. This time, let it go with a sigh. Now let's begin to notice each moment that's passing as you inhale. You may even want to count each moment that's passing with your breath. So as soon as you begin to inhale, you may begin to count, inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, or however long your breath is, and then just let that breath go. So as we count each moment that's passing, we're able to stay fully present, fully immersed in the moment with the breath, with the life force. Now, as each moment is passing, noticing that moment in which you feel fully satisfied with your breath. The bigger breath is not always the better breath, so we're letting go of trying to fully fill the lungs or trying to feel full with the breath. Instead, notice when you feel satisfied with your breath. Let's add in just a little bit of sound therapy to this awareness of satisfaction with the breath. As you inhale, with the mind, hear the sound so, and as you exhale, hearing the sound hum. Inhale, the sound so floods the body, and then exhale from the mind. We hear the sound hum, so hum. Continue to embrace stillness with this chant, with this breath. I invite you to lie here for as long as you want. There is sometimes this phenomenon with final relaxation. Sometimes as soon as the class is over, that's when relaxation begins. So you may want to stay here just a little longer, even as we're closing our class today. I wish you all a day full of peace, full of calm, full of joy. I look forward to seeing all of you in our next class, Yoga for Everybody. Namaste, everyone. Enjoy your beautiful day.